Hey guys, happy Monday. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I wanted to sit down and kick off the week with a purchase or pass video. So I'm going to go through, talk about some new makeup, let you know what I'm planning on purchasing, what I'm not going to buy, and I would love to hear from you. So make sure you let me know in the comments below as well. I have some drugstore products to talk about, some eyeshadow palettes, and then also some ColourPop and some random releases. So I hope you guys enjoy today's video. If you guys missed it, I don't know if I've actually said it in a video, but I'm doing a new upload schedule. I know schedules don't matter to everybody, but in case you're wondering when you can expect my videos, I'm going to be uploading every other night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At least I'll be shooting for 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but essentially you can expect a new video on my channel every other day. I was doing like 3 to 4 times a week, but I was mainly focusing on weekday uploads, but I just want to kind of spread them out a little bit more. That way the next day I can go through and chat with you guys in the comments, because the comments on my videos were getting lost because I was uploading so many times right in a row. So I think every other day will be a good upload schedule for me. So whether or not you pay attention to upload schedules, that's mine. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get into it. Okay, let me start with the products that I'm planning on purchasing. The first one is the ColourPop It's My Pleasure palette, which retails for $12, and it is available now if you want to purchase it. A lot of these products are actually already available, so again, I'll link everything below, but I am so excited about this palette. Now, I'm only planning on purchasing one palette per month. It's still January, so I think this will be my February palette, and I might be choosing this palette preemptively because obviously it's still January and I haven't seen all of the palettes that are going to be released in February, but I can't imagine that I'm going to want another palette more than this one next month. They're kind of marketing it as like a purple themed palette, but there really are only like a couple of purple shades. There's a few pink shades and then a couple of neutrals, but honestly the swatches look amazing, especially the metallic shadows. They just look so light catching, so beautiful, and I'm looking forward to having this one in my collection. I've seen a couple of looks on Instagram, and there are so many gorgeous looks that people have done with this palette. So I am looking forward to adding it to my collection. I'm kind of into smaller palettes. I love that it only has 9 shades, and I just think it's going to pair really well with a lot of the berry toned theme palettes in my collection. So that one is definitely on my list. I'm also planning on purchasing ColourPop's new mascara. If you guys did not hear, they did release new mascaras, which are available for $8 each. They also released a bunch of colorful mascaras, so you can save a little bit of money and purchase all 7 for $50 instead of like $56, which is what it would come to if you purchase them separately. But I'm excited about this. I mean, I'm mainly excited about the black mascara because black mascara is my go-to, but I love that they did colorful mascara as well because it's something that I'm intrigued by. I think Urban Decay did colorful mascara last year, and I wanted to try it, but I didn't want to pay that much money. Like, I didn't want to pay a high-end price tag for a colorful mascara because it's not something that I'll wear super often. But because ColourPop did them for $8 each, I'm definitely willing to try out at least like 1 or 2 of the shades. I think I'll probably try maybe the blue one and then maybe one of the neon shades. I wish they had done like a forest green or like a deep purple because I think those would be so beautiful. But I do think it's fun that they're doing something different and they didn't just release like a plain black mascara, even though that's my go-to. Okay, the next product that I'm interested in trying is from Flower Beauty. I just saw that they released some new products that are available now on Ulta Beauty's website. There's one product that I'm planning on purchasing, a bunch that I'm going to skip over, which I'll talk about when I get to my past section. But the product that I do want to try is their new Petal Pout Lip Mask, which retails for $9.99. There are 6 different colors available. Some of them look to be more subtle, some are a little bit brighter, but basically it's supposed to be like a recovery treatment that really soothes your lips. It's infused with nourishing mango, coconut butter, and it's supposed to provide moisture with like a wash of natural color. I really like more natural lip products for like day-to-day wear just because I find them to be a little bit more low maintenance. So I think that this would be like the great or like the perfect product to use as you're like on the go, running errands, or something that you don't want to have to worry about, but that still feels really moisturizing. I'm just into really comfortable lip products these days, and I don't typically add a lot of lip products to my collection unless I'm pretty sure I'm going to wear it fairly often, and that one sounds promising. So I want to talk about 2 products that I might possibly purchase. I'm considering them. I don't know for sure if I'll end up grabbing them, but they are on my list. They kind of caught my eye. So the first one is by the brand Certifeye, and it is their new eyeshadow palette. There's not a lot of information out about this product yet, but I was on the website because I hadn't heard of the brand, and it looks like their eyeshadow palettes tend to retail for around $40. So I'm assuming it's going to be around that price tag, and they said it's coming soon. So this palette looks really beautiful. You get 18 different different shadows, and it looks to be mainly a green and blue eyeshadow palette. And green and blues are like my favorite colors to wear right now. And it kind of reminds me of like the Tarte April Fool's palette. And I do have the Face Candy Atlantis palette, which kind of satisfies my need for like greens and blues. But this has an even bigger selection, and it just looks beautiful. Like, I haven't seen swatches yet, but the colors just look rich and gorgeous. So I definitely want to see more information before I commit to it or before I decide for sure, but it is on my radar. I am curious about it, and it might be one of my palette purchases in 2018. Have you guys tried anything from that brand, Certifeye? I would love to hear if you guys have tried it, if you like the formula, if you've had good experience ordering on the website, just kind of your thoughts on it. Okay, the next palette I want to talk about is something that I put in my possibly category, but I don't know if I'll end up grabbing it. I'm kind of leaning toward passing on it just because I've never purchased anything from the brand, and the brand doesn't interest me that much, but I will say this palette really did catch my eye. Like, it is the first product from the brand that I've really considered. It is the Kylie Cosmetics Valentine's Day eyeshadow palette. So it's going to be available on February 1st online, and it will retail for $45. This palette is really, really beautiful. When I saw the pictures on Trend Mood, I was instantly curious about it, and I think it looks so, so gorgeous. The swatches look amazing. Like the picture that I'll put on the screen for you guys, everything looks super pigmented, super, super gorgeous. I am intrigued by this. I will say that when I went to the Kylie Cosmetics Instagram page, their promo photo doesn't look as interesting to me. It still looks really beautiful. I mean, it definitely still looks like a gorgeous palette, but it didn't really stop me like the picture did that I saw on the Trend Mood Instagram. So I don't think I actually need this palette. I mean, the more that I look at it, the more that it kind of reminds me of the Modern Renaissance palette, or I think that I could get very similar looks using the Modern Renaissance palette, because you do get like that bright pink and that bright red in the Modern Renaissance, along with a bunch of metallic shadows. So I don't know if I'll end up purchasing it, just because I don't know if I want to deal with like the inconvenience of trying to get a limited edition product that's going to be really high in demand. But I mean, I can still appreciate that it is a really, really gorgeous palette. So what do you guys think? Are you into it? Do you think it looks too much like other palettes in your collection, or are you just like not into the Kylie Cosmetics brand at all? Okay, so let me finish up with products that I'm not going to buy. There are quite a few. So the first one is the new Too Faced Pretty Mess collaboration. Too Faced is collaborating with one of the Real Housewives. Her name is Erica. To be honest with you guys, I don't know anything about her. I don't know what she does, if she's like a singer, if she's just like an online personality. These are 12 eyeshadows that Erica uses to transform from a natural Beverly Hills beauty into her iconic, glamorous, onstage persona that says, "It's expensive to be me." Okay, so I think Too Faced has had some really good releases over the past year. I really think they do, but I think sometimes they kind of miss the mark with their marketing, with their themes. I don't know. I can't imagine that this theme is going to go over super well with the general public. I think Erica obviously has a strong following, and her demographic might really be into this, and I don't get the messaging because I don't follow her, but I kind of feel like they missed the mark. Like, they missed the mark with their last one, and then I just can't see this one being very well received. It comes with 12 different shadows. It says that there are warm mauves, rusts, coppers, and golds. There are mattes and metallics and one pressed glitter. I actually think the colors in this palette are really beautiful. I mean, I love pink shadow. I love mauves. So if it was a different layout, like a completely different marketing tactic, I might be into it, but I do have a lot of palettes that look very similar to this. So honestly, if I look very closely at the shadows, I definitely don't need it. And on top of that, the layout is weird. I know layouts don't bother some people and they do bother other people, but I just think this one is weird. There's a bunch of wasted space on the palette, and I know that it's called like the Pretty Mess palette, so I guess I can get where they're going with it, but it's just weird to me. So I'll definitely be skipping over this palette. There are other products in the collection. There is a lip injection gloss, maybe a couple of lip kits, a body shimmer, a highlighter. I don't know. I personally am just not really feeling this collection. I'm not really into anything from it. But again, I don't know who Erica is, so maybe this will really appeal to her demographic. But for me, I'm just not into it. I kind of feel like they missed the mark with this one. So just my thoughts on it, but I would love to hear what you guys think. Do layouts bother you? Like, if a palette has a lot of wasted space or has an odd layout, does that bother you? Or can you kind of overlook it if you like the shades in the palette? So BH Cosmetics released their second mini Zodiac palette. Last month they did one that was like a completely brown palette, so everybody was kind of curious to see what they were going to release next. This one is the Aquarius palette, which retails for $14 and it's available now on the BH Cosmetics website. It comes with 4 mattes, 4 metallics, and then the center shade is kind of like a shimmer shade as well. When I wear like super colorful shades on my eyes, I usually prefer something that is pretty vibrant, like the Certifeye palette, rather than something a little bit more subdued. But I can see why people might like this palette if they want to incorporate like blue into their eyeshadow look, but nothing too vibrant or too intense. For me, it just looks a little bit lackluster. The swatches that I saw, like I didn't see any actual swatches on Instagram. I went on their website and looked at the promo video, and the swatches in the promo video just don't look that intriguing to me, and they're just not super eye-catching. So I personally am going to skip over this one. If you want a good blue eyeshadow palette that costs like $14, the ColourPop Wet Palette is amazing. You get gorgeous blues, you get a couple of browns, but that palette is so high quality, so gorgeous, and it's the same price. So Jouer Cosmetics is releasing a blush palette, which actually looks really beautiful. If you are into blush palettes, this one might appeal to you. It's going to be available for $42 on February 1st on their website and also at Sephora, but it is a limited edition palette, so I don't know exactly how long it will be around for. It comes with 6 different blushes. You get 4 of their best-selling shades and then 2 new shades. 3 of the blushes are mattes, 3 are shimmers, and then a couple of them are more subtle, like everyday blushes, and you do get some bright blushes as well. I think this palette looks really, really beautiful, to be honest, but I'm not going to buy it because I kind of made an unofficial commitment not to purchase face palettes in 2019. Honestly, I think face palettes can be a really good value, especially if it's a brand, like a high-end brand, because you can get a lot of product for a discounted price, but I just don't find that I reach for face palettes, whether they are highlight palettes, blush palettes, multi-use palettes. Even though it sounds like a good deal, I feel like I'd rather just purchase a single blush that I know I'll use all the time, rather than a palette with a couple of shades I'll use and a couple that I won't. So I'm just going to skip over that one. So Zoeva did a new palette. This one is their Heritage Eyeshadow palette, which is available for $26.50 on their website now. And Zoeva is a brand that I'm curious about. Like, they are on my list for 2019 because I hear really good things about the formula. I'm just not sure that I'm into this palette. I don't know which palette to purchase, and I always am like on their website trying to decide. If you guys have tried one, I would love to hear your thoughts. This palette looks beautiful and the swatches look really pretty, but it feels slightly underwhelming. I think at this point for me, I'm not super into very neutral based palettes just because I do have a lot of neutrals in my collection, and that's not to say I won't ever purchase a neutral eyeshadow palette again, but I think it has to be intriguing, or it has to be a formula that I know that I love. And because I've never tried this formula, I'd rather try something that's a little bit more unique to my collection. The price is not bad at all, and I hear the quality is amazing, so it is a brand that I would like to try in 2019. This is just not the palette that's really pulling me in, but there are palettes on the website that are pretty. I might just wait to see what else they come out with in 2019, but I'm going to skip over this palette. So Flower Beauty is a brand that I love. I think their products are really, really great, really high quality, and I'm definitely up for trying like so many of their products. I'm actually currently testing out a few, but I don't think that I'll be grabbing any of these new releases. So they're releasing these new Pop Fanatic lip vinyls, which retail for $9.99. They are available now at Ulta Beauty. The reason I don't think I'll purchase these is because they are supposed to be like opaque lip glosses, and they're supposed to have a really intense bold color, and I don't know what it is about bold lip glosses. I always think that I want to wear them, but I find them to be very, very high maintenance. When I wear a really bold lip color, I usually reach for a liquid lipstick because I know that it will stay in place all day long, rather than a lip gloss that can kind of smear all over the place, get on my teeth, and just kind of wear off or feather unevenly. So I'm not typically into super bold lip colors, so I think I'll skip over those. And they're also releasing Pop Fanatic eyeshadows for $8.99 each. These look pretty, like they have really gorgeous, like bold eyeshadows, but I don't typically purchase single eyeshadows, especially for $8.99. When I do purchase a single shadow, it's generally from ColourPop because their shadows are like less than $5, and $8.99 is not a horrible price, and I'm sure, I mean, the quality might be really good, but I'm just probably going to skip over those as well. I just don't think I would get enough use out of those shades to have one in my collection. Okay, that's the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm a little bit out of the habit of filming because I had the flu last week. Of course, I didn't think I was going to get it because I was just sick in December, but my husband had the flu and I caught it, and I'm hoping that is it for me. I hope that I am going to be healthy the rest of the year because it was so rough. Anyways, I'm feeling so much better. I hope 2019 is amazing for you guys. I hope that you are happy and healthy and just having a great year so far. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.